Hey, thanks for accidentally clicking on Tablenauts. I'm Doolin.
I'm Max.
And I'm Kenny.
And welcome to Tablenauts. Do you like farming? Because we got a game for you. We got a... Oh, sorry. I just ruined your phone.
With all my
I'm
notes
just
in
kidding.
it.
I did that for a different video. We're not doing that again.
Yeah, Tim is not that kind of farming.
No,
to
it's
me.
like space farming.
It's like The Martian.
But I like to think that, you know, our ancestors, our kids one day, they'll have that accent and they'll be space farmers.
Space farming for pumpkins.
Tend is an Ivy Studios game about farming, about mining, about fishing, about making friends, and we're trying to decide if we like it the most out of all of Ivy Studios games or the least out of all of Ivy Studios games.
Why'd you look at Kenny?
Stay tuned to the end. Anyway, Max, can you tell us how it plays?
Yes. In Tind, you are going to play over 12 rounds and 3 seasons. Each season will have a goal that you're trying to achieve to score victory points. Each round, you're going to take 2 actions, and the actions are... There's a whole breadth of opportunity, a bunch of different choices you can make, and a bunch of different actions you can take. At the end of each round, you're going to do a few things, have a growth phase, a neighbor phase, pass out gifts to your friends, use those gifts, grow in friendship, or not so much. And then at the end of every season, you're going to score your goal. There's points everywhere, points galore, and it's all about being the most efficient you can be to score the most points you can.
I love the variety that this game has to offer, but on top of that, it's just like, it's very thematic, right? Because like I can picture myself, I'm picking the things that I want to do for that day.
Yeah.
And then it's nice because there's upgrades. Like as the game goes on, you're going to get better. Those actions that you choose are going to get way better.
You're going to go from taking a single action to basically tilling 4 places on the map to later in the game, you're like, I'm gonna do this, which cascades into this, which allows me to do this, which I'm gonna use this energy bar to do this, and ooh, I got a badge, which fills up this cargo manifest row, so I get a free action here, so I get to do that. Ooh, another badge. Combos galore. But before we get into our favorite things about the game, we're gonna go through and talk about several of the things, starting with setup, which I really am the only one that has experience with this. I've played this 4 times, I've set it up every single time, and I think the setup is real easy breezy. The season goals, and beautiful.
Cover
the
girl.
Yes, cover girl. The season goals are, there's just, you pick one out of it, and there's like a little deck, super easy to just put it on the playmat or on the board in front of you if you don't have the playmat. The action cards, you just shuffle them so you have a variable deck each time you play. It's just like the setup is so inconsequential. You just kind of toss out the few things that you need and get going. There's a lot of components in this game, but there's not a lot of things that you need right out the get-go. All those little bitty dice, you don't start with anything. They're gonna sit to the side, you earn them throughout. You get your markers, you get your sheets, you get your coin, and you're off to the races.
Yeah, like the pawns, like anything like that is just gonna kind of
sit to the side until you need it. Components.
Amazing.
Really good, yeah. There's like the components, just like there's a real novelty to it. It's like literal scratch-off tickets. There are these beautiful markers with like stamps on one
Double-sided?
side. But this is a game that just like really took a lot of steps to like make it like a really like nice, luxurious, and like memorable production. And I really appreciate about the game as someone who likes nice things.
Yeah.
I guess, so.
It's incredibly ambitious is the word that I keep coming back to with this. Is like the stamps and the scratch-offs, like you tell that to somebody who normally plays board games, and at least for us, we were like, we trust IV, but like, really?
When I
like,
sat down
what?
to teach you all, I was like, here's these scratch-offs, whatever. But like, I didn't really mention it too much. And you were like, what is this? Like, how do I use this? I was like you take the coin and you scratch it off. And
I
you're
was like,
what? What about the weight of the game? Kenny, what do you have to say about that?
To me, it feels very much like a midweight Euro. Like it's a very combo-y, like you mentioned, and there like the mental space you have to you need to like figure out like, okay, this action's gonna lead into this, so I need to do these things in this order. This kind of thing you have to like prioritize in your mind too.
And though there's definitely been turns where myself, probably more than most, have had a minute to think about what we need to do, it's also still, you play at the same time. The word is escaping me right now. But you play all at the same time. You flip over the cards, you're like, okay, choose your actions. There's no need to wait for anyone else to complete their turn until you move on to the next turn. There's not a lot of meaningful interaction in this game, which is kind of outside the scope of what Ivy normally does.
Yeah.
But it plays really well at any player count. To me, I think it played wonderfully solo. I am not a solo gamer at all and was eager to pull it out twice. I just really wanted to get back to it. But I do think that though the interaction is not meaningful, it's still pleasant, and it's still like something that you can go for. When you're playing solo, you're giving away your neighbor rewards, but you're never receiving anything back. So it is nice when you're playing with other people, when someone gives you a gift, you're like, oh, thanks, Doolin. I couldn't say Kenny there because he never gave anyone gifts.
We love mean games, right? Like
Yeah.
we like to be mean to each other. I think this is like the first time I would ever classify a game as a nice game. Like the opposite of a mean game. Because like the only interaction is literally giving things to somebody and you getting something out of it too. If you're like, you have a really mean group, Tind is a good way to end the game night.
That's true.
So that people all go home.
Everyone
friends.
goes home happy. Before we move on to the best worst ratings that we want to do real quick, I do want to talk just briefly about this side of the sheet.
Yeah.
Because the left sheet is kind of all your actions and all you can do, but the right side of the sheet is where a lot of your points are going to be scored. And there are some fun little mini games in there. Some set collection for your badges where you need to sacrifice using wood for something else to put it towards a badge. But then you get a reward for doing so. And then over here in your cargo manifest is going to be one of the more important things, and it's like a little polyomino game where any reward you get can be spent to do something or to place in your cargo manifest or in your projects. And this is like a feast for Odin almost.
Oh my god.
Something red can't go next to something red. Something green can't go next to something green.
Yes.
And there's like, if you fill up all the rows, you get this. Each person's is a little bit asymmetric, which means that every time you play this game, like this one means my fishing in the middle column is worth 2 points, so I might focus fishing
a little more.
And then when I play the game the next time, I might have the green one for tending in there, and then I'm going to focus a little more on tending. So to me, this is a game where you're not going to pull it out and do the same strategy every time. Okay, let's talk about the best thing. Kenny, what is your favorite thing about Tend?
I mean, for me, it has to be the components. Like, this is like, the roll and writes are, a reason I usually don't like roll and writes is because it is just so component bare, theme bare. But I think this game does have a good theme. This has like, and it's elevated by its components. But yeah, I think the components and theme for roll and write are very outstanding. So,
A roll and write?
flip and write.
Flip and stamp, really.
Yeah, flip and stamp, really, quite frankly. Doolin.
My favorite thing is something we kind of just touched on, but when I go back and I think about this game, I've not played Stardew Valley, the board game.
Yeah.
But I think
It's on my shelf, has been for a very long time.
This is as close to that as I have ever played anything. Because even down to like the way I play Stardew is not the most efficient way to play Stardew. But like whenever I come into that next day, whatever I'm feeling like doing, I go and do. You know? Like, if it's raining, it's like, oh, I don't have to water my plants anymore. I'm just going to go mining, you know? I'm going to go... What are you laughing for?
I just imagine you waking up in Stardew Valley, you look out your window, and all your plants are dying, and you're like, I'll just go mine today.
Who cares? Like, I'm gonna go give gifts today.
Your dog
you
is
know,
like sitting there going, I feel like going and hanging out with Justine.
It's kind of that way, though. Like, and this is very similar, where, like...
Did you ever have Tamagotchis? How did that work out for you?
They did not.
That makes sense.
I
That checks out.
think I had a Tamagotchi for a week, and I didn't care about it anymore after that. It died probably pretty quickly. Anyway, in this game, like, you might have a path that you want to take, but because of the actions, all of a sudden now you're like, okay, well, today I can't do what I wanted to do. Or I might be able to do one chop, because I did heavy chop on our play. But, you know, the other actions could actually help me get the gift that I need to give to Max. And so you know what? Today is prepare Max's gift.
You
day.
go out of your way to give gifts.
Yeah,
what a good guy.
Yeah. Anyway, but like that's what this game is. It's essentially, you know, Stardew Valley, where today I'm gonna focus on making sure the people around me are given gifts so that I can get benefits from it on the right and left social rewards. Or I can go fishing for the extra things, and it's a push your luck game, which is just like in Stardew, where you have to be very careful about the fish, and you don't always get the exact fish that you want on the edge, or you might pick up trash. Like in this one, you could potentially get nothing, or you could potentially get the exact fish you need to give to Kenny for his birthday. And it's cool because all of that, everything matters. And just like the community center, I'm focusing heavily on Stardew Valley, but just like the community center, this has a whole variety of things that you need to push, and the moment that you get a set of them, you get a reward, just like in that game. And it's as close to that feeling captured in a game form I've ever had. And Stardew is one of my favorite video games, and so Tend is naturally like it's going up there. Like it's really good. So
for me, it's I mean, everything you said and more. I just think that the amount of options and combo potential in this game just makes my brain tingle in all the right ways. When I'm playing this, I'm just like, oh,
that's the tagline we're using. Makes Max's brain tingle in all the right ways.
This little thing alone is like such a cool little bit, because it just like it elicits like such like cheers and just like excitement on the table. And I've never seen anything like that in a board game. So
what's your least favorite thing?
I mean, it's the player interaction.
Yep,
doesn't feel meaningful. And like I don't know how it can in Roll and Write, because it's usually such a a specific experience.
Yeah.
So I can't like lay it at the feet of like, I can't believe they didn't do this correct. Revolutionize the Roll and Write interaction. Like it's just the nature of this genre. So.
Yeah. Same for me. I don't think the game is poor. It's just there's just not much interaction, and you just need to understand that. What about you, Doolin?
I don't know. Like, I guess that.
Yeah. I mean, I'm with you. Where it's like that's my least favorite thing, but I'm not really bothered by it.
I kind of like the what I was calling like deeming the nice game. Like, I don't have a whole lot of those.
Color me shocked. Doolin likes the nice game.
When we're I loved giving gifts to you guys and be like, here, can you have this? And now I get to cross
that
this
is
thing
your
off.
love
like,
language.
Yeah, it is. And it's like, but like you get benefits from it the whole time. And
what's your rating out of 10? Duh.
The delay in that was too funny to me. I liked it.
I think I like to rate things on a scale of 5 max.
We're letterboxed girlies now.
Yeah.
We are.
Okay, out of 5. You're right.
I probably give like 4 out of 5.
I'm shocked. Doolin space. What? Really? You liked it that much?
Yeah, I think it's like I tend to not like Roll and Writes, but I think this is I think it's a really solid one. Like I think it's amplified by his production for me, for sure.
Just you wait. He's going to disappoint you in about 30 seconds.
Sure.
Doolin, what's your rating?
I give it a 5 out of 5.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
Oh, so you were shocked it was low?
No. I was shocked
it was high.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
We'll talk about it in about 5 seconds. Can you give It's a 4.5 for me, or quite frankly, a 5. I mean, I'm with Doolin.
I think it's a game
really
made for
love
me.
this game. I
Legitimately.
really love it. When I received it, I was like, a verb and write with stamps and dice and cards you're flipping and scratch offs. I don't know if this is gonna work.
Yeah, you were very
Yeah, I was like,
maybe
quite
it's
frankly,
not
I'm not
gonna
sure if it's even gonna work. I was like, I don't know if it'll be good. I don't know if it'll work as a game. And I love IV, and we've never shied away from that fact. So this is easily the IV game that I was most hesitant about. And then I played it, and all that hesitation was immediately washed away. And I was just like, yep, this game rips. It's very good.
I think by the end of the teach, I had decided I really liked it.
Yeah, I think that is true.
It's a game that hits
Tailor-made for you.
all the right things for me. So yeah, easy to say yes.
Yeah. Okay, now, the people want to know. We just did an IV rankings video not long ago. Pretend we're redoing that video. Pretend we're
It was pretend.
Yeah, that video was pretend. Oh my gosh, wow. Let's redo it. Where does this sit in your IV games rankings?
You're looking at me.
You want me to go first?
No,
Yeah.
we said the people would know.
Yep.
Yeah, so we did 4 at this beginning. This will probably be at the end for me. And again, it's not because...
Which is a 4 out of 5. That's
Yeah.
what Doolin and I were shocked
that
about.
was shocked.
Because
Yeah,
you
yeah.
said it was going to be your least, and I didn't think your least would be a 4 out of 5.
No, yeah, I think it's just like I tend to not... I tend to not like Roll and Writes a lot. But I do like this, and I think...
favorite episode.
I do like that it is like a pretty heavy for a Roll and Write, and I love the feels like a midweight Euro, and I love the production. But it's just not, I don't think it's one I'm typically going to like reach for on the shelf and say, hey, let's play this, right?
You don't think you're going to tend to reach for it?
Yeah, I probably would not. But I do, I think like, like,
already clicked away.
yeah, I know. As far as Roll and Write goes, this is really solid. So like, if this is something that's up your alley, I think I can't see like how you wouldn't like it. So yeah.
I think for me, I'm non-committal. I'm very bad with commitment. Just ask Danielle. But I think it's top 3. I think it's top 3
Where
for
though,
me.
Max? Come on.
I just said I'm non-committal.
You gotta be committal.
I've just said I'm non-committal.
Just-
See, I'll say 2. Does that make you happy?
Yeah, it does make me happy.
Good.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So it's my number 2. Right behind Veiled Fate. Veiled Fate is just it's top 5. Top 5 for me. Games of all time, and none of my other ones, or none of the other Ivy games, as much as I like them, have been in my top 50. But this one I think
Really?
will be here.
Top 50.
Will be there.
Interesting. I think I have 2 Ivy games in my top 50.
Really?
I think so. I think Moonrakers and Mythic Mischief.
I would be shocked if after, because I have a process going through the ratings, 10 will be there, and it deserves it because it's that good. It really is.
Yeah.
Shocking that Kenny likes it as much as he does, but I'm glad. And hopefully Kyle will like it too. We'll see.
He'll be the real barometer. I don't expect him to love it, but that guy hates anything colorful. So I mean, look at this. Look at the art, and you just know.
Can we get a special beige version printed out?
Yeah,
for him?
maybe they can get a bit. He saw the wooden Veiled Fate board, and he was like, "Oh my god, yes, yes, please do that for Tim." That's what he's expecting. Anything brown and beige, and the man's on board. Thank you for watching. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below. Tell us what your favorite Ivy Studios game is, and whether you're interested in backing Tind or not. Tell us which one of us 3 you tend to agree with the most. Was that a good one?
That was.
Thanks, guys. We'll see you next time.
I give that a 10 out of 10.